would say officer on deck, but I don't qualify. Hi, my name is Steve Duskin. We're going to do announcements really quickly. NE5SD, current president.
Tom, WA9AFM.
Bill, N5NUK.
Lucian, KD5LTV.
Arnie, W5SRO, Club Treasurer.
Bill, K5QXB.
Front table here.
Oh.
Paul, KI5KLN.
Rich, WB5YBZ.
Larry, N0YNN.
Lamont, KG5GWO.
Bill, AD5BU.
Al, KB1
Mac, K2GKK.
Dwayne, AA5KD.
Terry, W5TJS.
Dave, WD5G.
Big T, Kilo Tango 4, Mike November Tango.
Over here.
Sam, KI5, guess what? SAN.
John, KI5WQB.
Evan, KI5WJV.
And both have upgraded to general today.
Evan, right?
John and Evan.
Okay, John has joined the club.
Good job. Wait, one more. Okay, so.
One more.
Oh, no, she already said yes.
Oh.
K9DOG.
Yeah, yeah. K9.
K9MUT.
Yeah. Okay, so in keeping with the suggestions that we've been getting, the admin section of the club meeting, i.e. the stuff we do at the very beginning, is going to be shortened very dramatically. Okay, so we'll have more time for presentations and talking and everything else. As such, the meeting minutes from the previous meeting have been emailed to everyone. The secretary's report has been emailed to everyone. If you have any questions or comments about either one of those, let our club secretary know or our club treasurer know. Arnie's the treasurer, right? And
I'm
Bill,
treasurer.
you're
I'm
the
treasurer.
Who's
No,
the secretary?
I'm secretary.
You're secretary, you're treasurer. Okay, so all the reports that have been emailed are by default accepted as distributed. If you have any changes, please let those people know. Tech report.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say one thing though. I'm prepared to accept dues payments here. I've got the receipt book. Thank you, sir.
Good way, good way. Tech report.
The only repeater we have active is 147 or 146.82, and it seems to be working pretty well most of the time. But for whatever reason, during the weekly net at 7:30 on Thursday nights, we've been experiencing some interference of some kind that's undetermined yet. Throughout the day, it doesn't appear to be there. It's just during the net, so I kind of suspect it might be human generated in one form or another, but we don't know that yet.
What about the sun flares interfering because
No.
that doesn't communications and so forth? Once in a while, I mean.
Wasn't that.
No effect.
So, and I taped it a week before last when we had that interference, and we heard a voice that Wayne and I both recognized. And I think it might have been a case of him just picking up the wrong mic for another service, and that's what caused that. But we'll have to follow that a little closer. Big news is and you want to do that now?
Yes.
Okay. We had a big development with our Newcastle site, and that was Dwayne got together with Steve, W5GDL, and Steve went up the tower and put the Arden dish up there. So now we have Arden mesh network connectivity to the site. At the same time, he asked about putting some of his stuff up there. He has quite a few repeaters, and so he'd like to put up a 6-meter FM repeater, a 2-meter sideband, or no, 2-meter WinLink, and a 2-meter APRS site, which that site could accommodate very easily on non-interference basis. So I got an email from the guy that owns the tower, Robert. He said, well, he said, what do you know about this guy? I said, well, I've known him, known his dad, known his grandfather. You know, he's a good guy, but he's very helpful, and he's pretty well connected and has a lot of equipment. So here's the big bonus. That being a commercial site that we think we can get converted to a regular billing for like residential rate. Haven't done that yet, but the big thing is that we can split the expense with that. I responded back to Robert, the guy be with our concurrence, pre-approval, and, only after we've got our stuff up, which is probably pretty close. So that motivates Steve to be more available to get this thing accomplished. So, at this point, we're waiting for some tower clamps to insulate the coax going up the, hard line. And, Home Depot didn't have in stock so much to order.
Hang on a sec, back here to number 2.
So there's plenty of room down there, so that's the good news, and I think things are starting to finally move. We got a guy we can count on that can deliver, and it's a kind of a win-win thing. So there are 2 questions, Terry.
Is he willing to exchange maybe the climbing fee for the opportunity to put his towers up there, so it's a wash, but it doesn't cost us anything and he gets his stuff?
That's what I've been saying.
Okay, good. Well, I didn't hear like he'll cut his fee in half, and let's just make it, he just, a no charge.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
he's helping us because we're
Yes.
helping him.
Yes, yes.
Right, and.
Quid pro quo.
And the other thing is that financially, that's a pretty pricey electric bill every month. It's gonna help greatly with that. So,
What's his name?
that's how we're gonna work that.
Matt, you have a question?
Don't have a question. I have a whole bunch of, clamps for mounting heliacs on tower.
Okay.
I do too, but this is a particular design. It has to fit into unistrut channel
Oh.
that we're gonna use, and we reverse course on that. When we originally were gonna put 2 up there, it was easier to just clamp it. We use hose clamps and these Annixter, cable clamps. They're specially made for that. But, now that he wants to put stuff up there, there's probably maybe 2 or 3 more runs up the tower. Now it makes more sense to go reverse course and go to the unistrut.
Well, I don't have a lot. I think I probably.
Right, but
Yeah,
these,
if you can get with Mr. Downing,
Yeah.
sometime in the near future offline, that would be great.
but
Because we can use whatever
basically, we
we
have
can
all
use.
the materials we need. We just need time and, the services. Any
Okay.
other questions about that?
Lucian?
David?
Hazelwood, I believe his last name is.
W5GDL, which
The
was
lawyer.
his grandfather's call.
The lawyer.
The lawyer's son.
Oh, okay.
Wilshire Gun Range owner, if I remember correctly.
No, he
No,
just.
he owns the machine gun shop.
Okay.